What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Monday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, Partners with Pete Clinic, Hudco Roofing, HudcoRoofing.com. What's up, everybody? Scott Luminay should be a fun AFR today. That was a miserable football weekend. That's the kind of weekend where, you after it, you ask yourself, why do I even bother putting myself through this? Why do I spend my Saturday night going out to Tiger Stadium? Why do I spend 3 hours on my Sunday emotionally investing myself in this just to curse and throw the throw pillow across the room and then go take a nap? 27-21, Saints lose in overtime. This one is 100% on Sean Payton. Passing on a 47-yard field goal to go for it, idiot. Electing to choose to go for a 58-yard field goal, missing it, giving the Giants the ball at midfield, idiot. Wasting timeouts on absurd challenges that certainly could have been helpful at the end of regulation, idiot. A 2-score lead in the fourth quarter, and you blow it. The thing that sucks the most about that is you will look back at that game if you're the Saints, and that's one that, unfortunately, is going to dictate your postseason. What I mean by that is, let's say the Saints go 8-9 and they don't make the postseason, or 9-8, they don't make it, and they miss it by a game. You're going to look at that one and go, you had a 2-score fourth quarter lead on an awful Giants team at home, and you blew it. Or you make the playoffs, but you're on the road instead of being at home, and you're going to go, you know what? If only we hadn't gagged away that game against the Giants, we'd be at home for the playoffs instead of on the road. Terrible. I mean, just terrible. There was player-inflicted stuff. I mean, if the Kenny Stills touchdown stands, ball game, but holding on Troutman, that's on him. But then Payton lets Taysom Hill go throw a deep ball, and y'all saw once again, intercepted. And y'all saw once again why Taysom Hill will never be a quarterback in the NFL. He is a fun, exciting player. He adds a ton to this offense. I love his ability to run power. I love the added dimension that he brings. They're like, I love Taysom Hill in the offense. He will never be a quarterback. He cannot throw a deep ball. He underthrew a deep ball to your speed receiver and essentially threw a jump ball with your 5-foot, what's Deontay Harris? I think they probably had listed at 5'8", he ain't no 5'8", but you threw a jump ball to your shortest guy on the field? Bro. Anyway. What a day. All right, say some good morning, see what y'all got. Tim Gotro, good morning. Connor O'Neill. Can't wait for Coach O to say the loss was on him, but we got to get better. We got to get better. Put that one on me. Actually, he'll say all the things the players did wrong and then say, but I got to coach him better, so put it on me. Trivia Carter, what's up? Great weekend. Brutal weekend of football. I don't give a poop what O has to say this week. I'm tired of hearing him speak. You won't have to hear him speak much longer. That's the good news. DC, the Bayou Bengal, Louisiana football didn't do well last weekend. True. Jesse Brown, good morning. Not sure which is worth, Saints blowing the fourth quarter lead or LSU losing. Oh, it's the Saints. This LSU team isn't very good to begin with. Like, we knew this wasn't going to be it. Well, those that were honest with themselves knew this wasn't going to be any type of championship team. And you're going to play a lot of games like this. You're like, we've talked, how many times have we talked about this? You're going to play, every game is a field goal spread one side or the other, and you're going to play a lot of coin flip games, and you won a close one against Mississippi State, you lost a close one against Auburn. This will probably be another close one this week. And then next week when you come home for Florida, that one's probably going to be close too. Let's see, Connor went to the game this weekend. An Auburn fan asked why the stadium was so sparse. I asked her if she would pay to go see a movie she knew would be bad. Crowd looked good at the beginning. Everybody just emptied out fourth quarter, which that's the saddest part for me. It's like you're in a tight conference game in the fourth quarter and people just leave because they don't want to sit in traffic. Eric Wilderrotter, morning Matt. I'm not blaming fans, by the way, it's just the circumstance. Morning Matt. Saints are the worst pass team in the league. LSU is the worst rushing team. What alternate reality is this? Eric, the reality is what I said for years about Drew Brees, which is you ride that thing till the wheel falls off, because the hardest thing in football and probably in pro sports to do is to find a quarterback. And when you have one, you hold on. Like look at what's happening in New England. Maybe Mac Jones will be really good, but they let the greatest quarterback ever walk while he still had tread on the tires. You don't think they're feeling that? Jason Mabio, good morning. Brian and Annie Penton, good morning from Kearney, Nebraska. Tell Payton, please don't let Hill throw the ball again. That loss is 3 points. Winston was throwing great. Yep. Matt, curious, do you think LSU will use Title IX violations under Coach O to reduce paying the full buyout when he's fired? Bobby, actually, what I was told is it'll be NCAA violations that they peg him with. Here's how that will work. And we'll probably never, well, I shouldn't say never, but that probably won't be anything that's sort of announced publicly. Now, via Freedom of Information Records request, we'll probably find out the amount that LSU does pay at Orgeron, but his buyout, $17 million. To buy out the entire staff, it's closer to 20. And they will, I think you'll see more Title IX news leaked within the next month. And I think they will get him for cause and pay lesser buyout. That's what I think will happen, yes. I think, if he's owed 17, if they agree to 7, something like that, he will, okay. Michael Costello, morning Matt, minus CHS whipping Easton Friday night. This football weekend sucked. They didn't whip Easton, Michael. That was 2 weeks ago, or last week. They beat Lafayette Christian. But yes, Calicut continues rolling. Ryan Dixon, interesting. Some folks defended Miles in the past. No one is defending O at this point. PR disasters impacted everyone. Panamsky and O will never be welcomed in Baton Rouge ever again. Egos kill careers, internal and external. Derek's burned a lot of bridges. I'll say that. I've known the guy a long time, but when Les was fired, I think it was just time. We could definitely argue how it happened. Like, would you have fired him 4 games into that season? Did he deserve the opportunity to coach it out? We could have that conversation. But I think with Les, it was time. I think with Ed, it's different because everyone is realizing the larger the sample size grows that 2019 is the outlier. That is the statistical outlier. And, he doesn't know how they built that team, and he doesn't know how to get it back. He doesn't know how to hire good assistants. He Forrest Gumped his way into Joe Burrow and won a championship. And it's awesome. It was so much fun to watch. You can talk about all the other talent on that team. I could point out 06, which had 4 first-rounders, 2 first-round receivers. The number 1 overall pick in the draft was your quarterback, and you lost the game 7-3 to Auburn that year. My point is, all the other talent that LSU had in 2019 isn't winning a championship without Joe Burrow. Anyway. Hey, Dawn, good morning. He's sick from the game, physically sick now from the rain, then the stinking Saints. Brady Bull and Sam Burns got a win. That's good. I didn't know that. Good to see that. Chris Domang, how many times do you have to see Taysom underthrow a deep ball? Hey, Don Jolibois, good morning. Chuck Sanchez. What's up, Chuck? Get it? Up, Chuck? Hopefully no more watching Taysom underthrow deep balls. I think the analogy I gave last year, it's like watching a high school football punt. Taysom's deep ball. It's a joke. That's why he'll never be a quarterback. Dax Jeter, LSU's emotionally exhausting to watch. From the abysmal play calling to the poor game management, every game will become a fight in the phone booth. We have seen this movie before. I don't think it's a fight in the phone booth because LSU doesn't want to run the football. I don't know if that's exactly what you're saying, but or if you're just saying they're going to be close games. Because that will happen. Sean Comiskey, good morning. Any chance I was gone today? I don't think so, Sean. I don't think they're making that move now. Reagan Lee, are we looking at a midseason fire if O loses next week? You know, Reagan, I'll go back to the thing that I just mentioned. If you just trust Scott Woodward, he's going to have his ducks in a row. Because if you are planning to make a move for cause, then the firing can't be reactionary to a loss. Does that make sense? Jared Wrinkles, he already placed blame on Max Johnson. I didn't hear, what did he say about Max? I didn't listen to his post game. I mean, we start Whiskey and Wine as soon as the game ends, obviously, so I don't hear his post game. And I'm really not interested anyway. Henry Gordon Bennett, morning, Matt. Someone pointed out an interesting observation. When Bo Nix was on the sideline, he was the biggest cheerleader on the field. When Finley went to the sidelines, he sat with a towel over his head the whole time. Who, Finley had a towel over his head? Okay, so. Kelly Gross. Matt, will O last the year? Will he be fired for the end of the season? I don't know. When I know that answer, I'll tell you. Bo Brown, a friend of mine brought up an interesting idea. Will college teams fine players if they make stupid penalties such as late hits? You can't. You literally can't because they're not employees. Now, if they ever unionize and become employees, then you can, but they're not employees. Trey Arnold, any chance Woodward lets O go? Getting that one a few times today. Any chance? Sure. But again, I don't think it's going to be anything that's reactionary to a loss. I think, considering the buyout situation, if you're going to fire for cause, you're going to make sure that there is obvious cause. Dax Jeter, Max Johnson doesn't have the arm to run the air raid. The only way Max works is if he's running the zone read. So I just completely disagree with that, Dax. I mean, first of all, LSU's not running the air raid. Number two, there were plenty of quarterbacks who didn't have great arms that ran that offense for Mike Leach at Texas Tech. I mean, they don't exactly get number one overall picks there. And Max, people just continue to forget that he's a sophomore who just made his 7th start. LSU's problem isn't Max Johnson. Daniel Sinets, good morning. So who's the new head coach? Daniel, I'll continue to tell you the two names that I was told a month ago, and until I hear differently, those are the two I'll keep throwing out, are Lane Kiffin and Bill O'Brien. Brandon Atchison, I wish they would give the night off to call screeners this week for the coaches show, so someone can call and grill them about the plays coming in late. I mean, the thing is, Brandon, why do you need a caller to call in and say that? I mean, he knows it. I've said it on air. Everyone's going to say it on air. I mean, why do you need a caller to call in and say that? Chase Pellegrin, good morning. Cale Reynolds, how about the Ole Miss money lines pick? Who wins the college football playoff, Bama or Georgia? Man, all my picks this weekend suck, Cale. I was just one of them. Bad Notre Dame against Cincinnati. Picked Florida to beat Kentucky. Picked LSU to beat Auburn. one of those weeks. Now, last weekend was awesome. This weekend just sucked. Happens. And you know what the thing is, like with the Ole Miss Bama thing, there's a difference. I like measured aggression. Lane on Saturday was just careless. The first drive of the game, if you watched it, Ole Miss went right down the field. They get to Bama's 2, and they went for it on 4th and goal from the 2 and didn't get it. I kind of understand. You want 6s, not 3s against that team on the road. I get it. So I can kind of understand that. Still would have been nice to take the points. But the other 2, one from his own 47 and one from his 25, were just reckless. Because those amount of turnovers, man. You can't give Alabama a short field. I mean, the one at the 25-yard line, I mean, you're late in the second quarter, it's 14-0. Or midway through the second quarter, it's 14. So you're in the 2-score game, and you go for it at your own 25. I mean, you just gifted them a 21-0 lead. I mean, yeah. Would have been curious to see how it might have gone differently, but whatever. Sometimes you take your swing and you strike out. Hey, Dad, good morning. Sam Dixon, why is LSU trying to run the ball in 2nd and 18? They were trying to pick up some yardage to make it a more manageable 3rd and 4th down play. But again, LSU can't run the ball. Chase, good morning. I'm with you on Kiner. Why not run him more? Doesn't he give him a chance to catch a rhythm? Shelby Kelly, if LSU loses to Kentucky, is it over? I've said all year he'd be gone at week 6. Curious as to how hot the water is. I mean, I'll continue to tell you, Ed Orgeron is going to be fired. But if you're trying to do it for cause, you can't fire him immediately after a loss and then pin it on cause. Do you understand? So that's where I would tell you, be patient and stop asking me when it's going to happen, because it's not like they lose next week, then it's done. Brandon Atchison, Sam Dixon, not only is the call bad, the running back using the play was the biggest head scratcher. Austin Dennis, Gene Chizik did this to us at Auburn. Seen this movie in 2012. I'm empathetic for all of the LSU fan base. Transplant from Alabama. Want to see LSU's top 3 in the West. Chizik's a good comp. A lot of people have mentioned it. Chizik got the transcendent quarterback, won a championship. Couldn't maintain. I don't think LSU this year is going to be as bad. Well, they won't be as bad as that Auburn team. That Auburn team went 0-8 in the SEC. This team's already got a conference win. I don't think they'll be 1-7 in the SEC. Because just like they lost a close game on Saturday, they'll find a way to win a couple close games the rest of the way. But it's just not going to be enough. Arthur Blanchard, good morning. Has Urban risen higher in the potential coach list? No, I've given you the 2 names that I've heard. I can't tell. You can throw out any names you want. I'm only telling you what's been told to me, which are Lane Kiffin, Bill O'Brien. Those are the only 2 names I've heard. It's not to say that any potential list hasn't grown or won't grow. I'm just telling you those are the 2 names I've heard. And I think there's legitimacy to both. Luke, let's see, Matt, while we were spinning, am I crazy we catch Kentucky on a hangover, feeling really good on this one? Maybe so, Luke. I think there's a lot of legitimacy to that. Let's see if they posted a line for that game yet. I don't know if they have. But I bet it's going to be somewhere around a field goal. Kentucky 3.5. This is every game LSU's going to play. They're all going to be right there within a field goal. Bama will be obviously way worse. Florida will probably be a slight favorite in Baton Rouge. Ole Miss will be a slight favorite in Oxford. Bama will be a huge favorite. LSU Arkansas will probably be a pick'em, and then LSU will probably be a slight favorite over A&M and Baton Rouge. Like, this is going to be every week, y'all. I mean, this is going to be every week. They're just going to play a whole bunch of coin flip games. What's 7:48? Oh gosh, okay, roll and see. Joey Cornett finally got me some game coin. Boy, what a process. Hoping this turns into a good investment. Brady Bolin, get your popcorn ready. Tyler Coleman, why the hell Kiner not on the field 95% of the time? He should be. Jeremy Weiss, for all you young folks, this is what 90s football in Louisiana felt like most Monday mornings. So true, man. That's why I never want to go back there. Logan Mathern, does Coach O love LSU enough to stay as a D-line coach? I got asked that question yesterday, and I don't believe so. Adam Clayton, who does Woodward go after? I've already given you the list. It's Kiffin, Bill O'Brien. That's not my list. Those are the two names that I've been given. Okay, so throw out any name you want. There's two names that I've been given. That's it. I can throw out 100 names. You can throw out 100 names. I'm giving you the two names I've been given. Let's see. Yeah, if you're on YouTube, please smash the like button. Facebook like the page, share the post. As always, shout out to Brock. Remember, y'all, the Brock Rock and Wine is coming up on the open date, October the 30th. Buy your tickets, brortho.com, brortho.com, and of course, hudcoroofing.com. Sheldon not able to do every time he tried it. Nicholas Cantrell. Sheldon Adams in South Africa. What's up, man? Thank you for watching. Wow. Spurge, what's up? Brian Andy Pinton, never tried 10th Mountain Whiskey from Colorado. I have not, Brian. Tim, I'm stealing your he Forrest Gumped his way into a championship line. That's the best explanation I've heard about 2019. Just give me credit for it. Patrick Ramos didn't pay a ton of attention to the process of 2016 of hiring. What was the thought then of Aranda? Has that sentiment changed? Or yeah, Aranda wasn't going to be interviewed for the head coaching job. They weren't going to hire a coordinator, and then they promoted the defensive line coach. Joe Oliva, bro. Hey, Janet, good morning. Irfan Sayad, good morning. Let's see, talking about Winston making quick decisions. I think he's fine. I think they're just not asking him to do too much. Do you think O gets fired before signing day? Yes. No, Todd Herman. Who's Todd Herman? It's bad football season when ULM is ahead of you in rushing yards. I posted that yesterday for everybody who saw it. LSU's 128th out of 130 in rushing offense. Matt, should we give up on LSU running the football this season? Yes. I love we have to fire with cause. And the cause can't be you're terrible at coaching. Well, I mean, you can do that, but then you have to pay the full buyout. Good morning, big boy Hard Knocks. Pete's in over his head. Yes, he is. Joe Richard, who would be your top two candidates? I think Luke Fickell's intriguing, but I think he's going to go to USC. And honestly, I mean, I would say Lane Kiffin and Hugh Freeze would be my top two. Guys that are elite offensive minds, have won in the SEC. Those would be my two. Lane Kiffin, Hugh Freeze, I would take either of them. Billy Burton-Deer, Sean needs to let Jameis rip it. Coach O's divorce put him in a below midlife crisis where he's worried about chasing blonde co-eds instead of coaching a team. your 5-minute event session on Whiskey and Mom was priceless. Thank you, Tyler. But Drew's backpack's beeping, and I gotta go at 7:53. I gotta bounce. Y'all have an awesome day. Please like the Brock and Hudco pages. They're tagged in the Facebook post. Locked on LSU coming up. AFR at 3. We'll see y'all then. Have a great day, everybody. See you.